remember feeling something really hard hitting me and my neck going all the way down, and I just hear a loud crack under the water. Hey babes, it's Mia Woods here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the time I broke my neck. Yes, my neck. So, what ended up happening was, it was 2007. It was when I was about 7 years old, because I was born in 2000, so whatever year it was, I was that age. So I was 7 years old, and we were at my dad's pool. We, as in my cousins and I, and my aunt and my dad. So at the time, my dad was living at some apartments, and there was a pool there. And obviously, like, we like to go every time I was there. So every time I was at my dad's house, we were at the pool. So that one day, we decided to go to the pool. We're having a good old time. We were sitting back and forth, you know, just doing little kid things, having fun in the pool. And I decided, I was like, hey, Dad, please throw me in the pool. So, of course, after, like, begging him for, like, a good 20 minutes, he finally starts throwing us in the pool. We're having fun. You know, like, when you're little and you're getting thrown high in the air into the pool, like, I don't know, it's like the best feeling ever. It was just so fun. So, you know, we're doing that for a while, and I had swam to the shallow part of the pool, and while I was in the shallow end, my dad kept on throwing my other cousin in the pool, in the deep end, right? So I had ended up swimming really fast. At the time, I remember being a really pretty decent swimmer, and I was pretty fast. So I swam really fast back to the deep end, and the moment I had swam to the deep end, I was at the bottom and I was coming up. And the moment I was coming up, my dad had thrown my cousin in. I just wanted to mention, I am not mad at my dad at all. It was a total accident. He didn't see me. I had already swam away and then came back. So, you know, I'm not mad at him. I love him so much. And yeah, just a quick note. But unfortunately for me, the moment I was going up, my cousin was coming down. So right when I was about to hit the top of the water, before I even got to catch a breath, my cousin came. She landed on top of me. And all I remember was I feeling like hit right here.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And just my neck went like this underwater. Mind you, I'm coming up pretty fast because I was already out of air, and I was just darting right up really fast. And I just remember feeling something really hard hitting me and my neck going all the way down. And I just hear a loud crack under the water. And oh my god, that sound was scary. It was so loud. So, in the very moment, I didn't really understand what had just happened. I wasn't sure what was going on. At that point, all I was worried about was really just trying to get back up for air, because, like I said, I was already out of air. I was trying to dart up so I could get air because I was already out. So, yeah, that didn't help. That already made me feel sick. And I hit the water, I hit the top. And the moment I hit the top, I realized that it's so painful to kick my legs under the water. Like, I'm having a hard time kicking my legs to keep myself afloat because I was in so much pain. It was so painful. And I was like, oh my god, like, why does this hurt so bad? So I'm over here in the deep end, can't touch the floor, and I'm struggling, and I'm trying to swim with just my arms like this. I'm not even trying to move all this area, because this was hurting my back and my neck so bad. I never want to experience that pain again, but it was painful. So I'm over here swimming like this, like looking really dumb, because who swims like this? But like I said, I couldn't move my legs, couldn't even move this part of my arms and my shoulders and stuff like that. So that wasn't fun. Finally, I hit the part of the pool where you grab on, you know those little rails that the deep end usually has people who grab on, and they have the little stairs to walk out. So I was there, and I realized when I was trying to pull myself up, I couldn't pull myself up because I was in excruciating pain. It was so painful. At this point, I just remember crying. I just was kind of confused on what was going on. I didn't know what happened, clearly. So I was just crying because I was in pain. And I wasn't being super dramatic though. because I don't think my body had fully, like, was still a little bit of shock, so I don't think I felt the pain to the full extent that I ended up feeling that pain later on. But anyway, I'm probably remembering this not too clearly because, like I said, I was 7, now I'm 20, so it was a little time gap there, probably not remembering everything 100% accurately. But anyway, what I kind of remember is my dad coming up to me trying to ask me if I was okay, and like they saw that I couldn't get myself out of the water, so I just remember my dad and my aunt trying to help me, like take me out of the water, because like I said, I had trouble even pulling myself up because it was just too much strain on my back and my shoulders, and just all that area was not fun at all. So we got our towels, we began walking back to his apartment. And I remember my cousin too, she was in so much pain, so I guess I had hit the bottom of her thigh. So what hit me was her thigh, her whole leg, and she was in a lot of pain too, and she felt like she could barely walk. So that's just to show how hard we hit each other. Like even she could barely walk. So imagine that on just her thigh, on my neck. Just imagine how my neck felt. It was not fun, it was not great. I was in a lot of pain. It was really hard just to even walk to the apartment. It felt like the longest walk to the house ever. Like I felt like a million years. It was so painful. And I couldn't even take full steps, mind you. I was like walking like a grandma on a, what do you call those? Walkers? I don't know. I don't remember at the moment. But I was just walking so slow, like I couldn't do it. I couldn't make full normal steps. Like I was shuffling basically to the apartment. I couldn't do it. So it was the most painful experience ever. It was not fun. And what also wasn't fun was that I had to take the stairs to get to his apartment. Or wait, there was elevators there. Did I take the elevator? Okay, scratch that. I actually don't remember that 100% accurately. Not that part. But I imagined if I did, it hurt bad because I did have stairs at my mom's house at that time, and those were painful. Those are the stairs I think I'm remembering. Because to get to my mom's house, I have to take stairs. There's no elevators, so I remember that being painful. But anyway, we get into the apartment. I couldn't even sit down properly. Like I was in so much pain. We ended up having to put a towel out on the floor. We laid out our towels on the floor, and I just had to slowly get there and lay on my back and just not move. I couldn't move. It was so painful. It was so painful. And even my cousin, she laid on the floor with me on her towel because she felt like she couldn't move for a second. So it was bad. And after about like 10 minutes, she started feeling better. She got up and she was like, okay, I feel fine now. Like she could move, she was fine. She was obviously just like a little sore from the incident. She was lucky. I wasn't lucky. I was still in a lot of pain. So yeah, that wasn't fun. And that night, because my parents are separated, I went to, depending on the weekend, I would be with my mom one weekend, the next weekend would be my dad, my mom, dad, you know, we just switched off. So, and that was a Sunday, and Sundays I went back with my mom. So it was that Sunday night, I went back with my mom, and she was like, oh my God, what happened? Like, obviously she's a little upset. She was like, what did you do? But, we told her what happened, and she was just like, oh, okay, like, let's hope you feel better tomorrow, and da-da-da-da. So I didn't really think anything of it. They didn't think anything of it. We didn't really think I had broken a bone, because, like, it was really painful, but at the same time, we kind of just thought it was like I hurt my muscle or stretched something really bad, but it wasn't a bone that I had broken. So the next morning, Monday, it was school time. It was a month before summer. I remember that morning, I had the hardest time even just trying to sit up out of bed. Like, it was hard. I couldn't push myself up from my laying position. It was so painful. I could not push myself up. It was hard. It took me a really long time to get out of bed. So finally, I ended up getting out of bed, and I went to go put on my clothes, and at the time we had super ugly uniforms. I couldn't just throw on a zip jacket and just like, no. We had really ugly uniforms, so I had to put on this ugly little polo shirt, ugliest thing ever. The worst part was the pants. The pants were like super baggy. They were ugly. They were so disgusting. I just looked like I was wearing paper bags on my legs. That part wasn't important, but I just had to bag on those clothes and that uniform because it was so terrible. I don't understand whoever made those uniforms, why they made them like that. Like, why did they have to make them so ugly? Like, they could have made them more presentable, but no, they decided to choose the ugliest thing ever and torture us where we didn't have to be tortured. They could have made it better, but whatever. It's over now. I lived my time. Whatever. We don't have pictures in it. We deleted all those. We just don't talk about that anymore. But anyway, so I remember I went to put on my pants. Well, I couldn't because I couldn't even lift my leg. I could not bend down and pull my arms out long enough to even pull up my leg and put my leg in there. I couldn't do any of that. I couldn't put a freaking leg in a pair of pants. Really loose, baggy pants. They were not like skinny jeans where I had to be pulling and all that fun stuff. No, I could not get in my jeans. So that was a moment where I called my mom over, and at first I'm pretty sure she didn't believe me because I have a history of lying about feeling sick or being hurt, and I milk it a lot just so I wouldn't have to go to school because, like most people, I hate school. I hate school. No. School. So I'm pretty sure she thought I was milking that situation until she saw I was crying and really couldn't put on my pants after a few tries, and her getting probably a little upset at me, and then her realizing, oh my god, you really did mess up your neck. Let's go to the doctors. So we went to the doctors, and when I went there, they did a quick little checkup, and they did my x-rays or whatever, and then they had found that I had broken my C7. So it's not that far down. You know what? I can't point to it. But I had broken a bone on my C7. Not on my C7. I had broken my C7, not a bone on it. Wow, I sound really dumb and I'm trying to become a nurse. So anyway, I had broken my C7 and they came back and they're like, okay, you're gonna have to wear a neck brace. Which obviously I was dreading, like, oh my god, you know how embarrassing that is? Especially at the age of 7, and then having to go back to school looking like that? That's embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. Yeah, I don't even know what to say to that because that's just so embarrassing for me. Like, I was hiding this neck brace the whole time. When I had gotten to school, I remember the whole time I would hold my neck brace like this, hoping that nobody would notice it. Obviously people were gonna notice. It's this big round thing around my neck, so obviously someone's gonna notice, but I was hoping that my hands would just cover it enough to where just nobody would look at it and say anything. Obviously that was not the case, and everybody noticed, kind of laughed at me, and it was just not a fun situation. And now that I'm thinking about it, this whole time I was saying I was 7 years old. I was actually 12 years old. I am wrong with the date. That is when I had broken another bone, which will be another story time for another day. But I was 12. So let me correct myself. I was 12. I was not 7. But nothing changes besides the age. Still the same feelings, still the same facts. Yeah, so imagine that. Middle school. That was like, was it middle school? Or I think it was the last year of elementary, like 6th grade, 5th grade. Don't remember exactly when that was. But just imagine around that age, you know how kids are, and they are so freaking mean. They're mean. They are like, I don't know, they're just so mean. So like that was like the worst age for that to happen to me. And for everybody to be like, oh my god, what's wrong with your neck? Why do you look like that? I'm like, dude, just be quiet. I don't want to hear it. I already know. I'm already embarrassed as it is. I want to cry every day coming to school with this thing on my neck. And what was worse was that the neck brace that they gave me, it was bigger than it was supposed to be for my neck. So when I had gone to the doctors, they didn't have any more smalls, unfortunately for me. So I had to get stuck with like a medium one, which was bigger than what it was supposed to be, and I just looked stupid. So that was not fun at all, as you can imagine. I think I had to wear it for about a month yeah, I had to wear it for about a month, and it was just embarrassing. I made sure nobody took pictures of me during that time. I kind of wish I wasn't like that. I wish I had saved one photo because I don't remember 100% how funny I looked. But, I mean, it's over now. But if I had a photo of that, I would totally put it in here. I would totally. But at the time, I made sure nobody took photos of me. And if they did, I yelled at them and made them delete it. Yeah, so we don't have any photo evidence anymore of that. But that was my story with my neck brace. And oh, I had gone to another doctor one time because he wanted to check it to see how it was healing and stuff. They had taken pictures, and I remember that I guess I move a lot. So when I was in there, he was a little frustrated because I guess it wasn't healing as fast as it was supposed to, and he saw that every time I moved, I would move my neck. You're not supposed to move your neck. You're supposed to move with your neck, like this, stiff. But no, I guess I kept on looking like this. And obviously when your neck bone is supposed to heal, you're not supposed to move it like that. And it was, so my doctor threatened to give me a really, really, really hard neck brace, like cement feeling, like sounding like that. So, anyway, sounding like that. So, yeah, luckily I listened to him. I got scared. I was like, this soft thing is already embarrassing. No hard neck brace is happening. So, yeah, that is my story of how I broke my neck bone. And let's hope it never happens again. I learned my lesson. I'm gonna pay attention every time in the pool or just everywhere to make sure nobody freaking lands on top of my neck, and that's never gonna happen again. And now, because of that incident, by the way, if you ever look at my photos, I have a hard time standing straight. Like, even when I stand straight, my neck looks awkwardly bent. I have just a weird bend to my neck, and I'm pretty sure it's because of that. So there's that. Alright guys, thank you for watching my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!